Blog Talk Radio.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this program about your Kundalini awakening experiences. My name is Chrism, and I'm your host for the show, desperately scrambling for the power cord here. There we go. I'd like to welcome everybody to the program today. Everybody in the chat room, if I can get over to the chat room. Doesn't look like I can get over to the chat room, weirdly enough. And what the heck is that? Oh, boy. Here it is. That's right. So it looks like we have some people in the chat room. So welcome everybody there. Welcome everybody that's calling in. And we will definitely get to your questions today. So my computer's been hacked. And they got all my passwords for all my different accounts. And so I have to take this computer into the anti-hacking people and get that taken care of, which I'll be doing straight away right after this program. And I want to let you know that I will be limiting this program to an hour so that I can get that done. So my apologies to anybody that is inconvenienced that way. But it's really important for me to fix this computer and the other laptop I have and change all my accounts and do all those things. And it's interesting that I'm getting a direct relationship between having your computer hacked and having your process hacked by an entity. So we've had a few conversations with people about discarnate spiritual consciousness, talking to them in English and, trying to worm their way into a person's Kundalini equation. And it's the same thing as having an entity come into you this way is the same thing as having your mind hacked or your consciousness hacked or your Kundalini experience hacked by some entity that is there to, confuse you, corrupt you, drive you to do certain activities and behaviors that you wouldn't normally do. Let me think. Exposing yourself in public, becoming a petty thief, or stealing things, or getting into pornography, getting into drugs, getting into alcohol, getting into these things that can really begin to corrupt or slow down your Kundalini awakening process. And so, do your very best not to communicate with these things, no matter what they tell you. They will tell you truthful things just to get a hook in you so that they can start telling you and feeding you lies or untruthful things in order to corrupt you. And so the best measure that you can do within this type of scenario is to not communicate with them at all. No matter how good they feel and, oh, they told me such beautiful things and they helped me heal my sick mother, blah, blah, blah. Whatever fiction they're pushing your way, your best response is to not respond, is to not communicate, not look at them, not thank them, not say hello, not go, entity be gone, like you're Gandalf or something, and just stop communicating with them completely. Okay, this is the best recourse, and if you're already caught inside of that kind of a web, anytime you're told to do something that is outside of the noble behaviors, well, you have to do the reversals, and I'll have Amelia come on to explain how to do the reversals today. Anyway, but because the show is only an hour, I'm going to move it along a little bit quicker. That was the monologue. That was the opening statement. So there you have it. And I'm going to go here and have a look in the chat room. Hello, Andrew. Hello, Jedi is there. And I want to say hello to everybody there. And thank you for signing up there in the chat room. and coming on over. And I'm going to go ahead and take a call. Looks like we have a call from Mohan, who called last time. And so we'll be putting Mohan on here. Hello, Mohan. How are you?
Hi, Master Chrism. How are you?
I'm doing well for being hacked.
So since we are only for 1 hour today, I'm going to jump right on the question.
Please.
So while meditating, I am feeling like some kind of liquid is sprinkled on my face. Like, I don't know, the droplets of water or liquid, whatever it is. I'm able to feel it on my face.
Does it feel kind of cool, and do you smell a scent with it?
No.
Okay.
It's like water. It's cold.
This is a symptom of Shakti. This is a symptom of the sacred feminine, Kundalini, and this is normal. So nothing is going wrong with you. It's actually, I want you to go into. I'm going to suggest you go into levels of gratitude for that phenomenon. Okay, Mohan?
Okay. It's not only on the face, but in different parts of the body, I can feel like some kind of liquid is sprinkled on a particular part of like a hand or leg.
Yeah, it's very good. That is a Kundalini phenomenon.
Mm-hmm.
It's not listed on my list because, I couldn't list every single thing on the list. But I can sit here and tell you that is indeed Kundalini phenomena, and you are to have gratitude and thankfulness for that phenomena coming your way, my friend.
Okay.
And are you still interested in having a Denver seminar?
I am. I'm looking for more people to join in.
Okay. Yep. So everybody who's listening to this program, Mohan is interested in hosting a seminar in Denver. For those of you that live in the Denver area or stay within, a day or so of Denver, Colorado, United States, contact Mohan. What's your last name on Facebook there, Mohan?
Nune, N-U-N-E.
Yeah, so on Facebook, go ahead, contact Mohan, N-U-N-E, Nune, and he's the organizer. He is the point person, and I will be going exclusively through him for that Denver seminar. So if anybody's interested, go ahead and contact Mohan, and once we get enough people interested, we'll go ahead and assign a date and a place, and we'll go ahead and go further with that. Thank you, Mohan, and I hope that helps with your question.
Yeah, thank you, Master Chrism.
All right, I'm going to let you listen to the rest of it, and then moving into. It doesn't look like anybody else has a question. Let me ask Centaur. Here's the Celtic Queen of Questionable Comforts. Her Holiness, the Queen of Ireland, the Son of the Saints, or S-U-N, the solar deity of the island of Ireland. Her Holiness, her greenness, the green Tara herself, Centaura. Hi, Centaura.
Hi, Chrism. Hello. We have quite a few people here on the in the studio today listening on their phone, and each one of them know if they have a question, they're to press number 1. So Mohan has done that already, and any of the others, Joey, Ishmael, Rosemary, David, they will press 1, Chrism, if they specifically want to ask you a question. Okay?
Thank you. And I believe you have some announcements to make, my dear.
Okay, well, the first announcement I would like to make, and I'm going to do it at this time, is to give people the address that they can go to if they would like to make a donation to Chrism, to the work that he does, which donations really support. So there are 2 websites that you can go to. The first one is www.
Help me take my computer to Best Buy so I can have the hack removed.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's things like that, Chrism, unexpected things as well as the typical things that suddenly cost money, and therefore donations. This is one of the things that's going to be of assistance this week, hopefully, because you're going to have to output that in order to protect, your stuff online. So people can go to the safeadies.com website, and you can make a donation there, or you can also go to Chrism's other blogspot website, and that one is chrism-kundalini.blogspot.com. Or if you have a PayPal account, you can go straight into Chrism's address, and that would be chrismitchell369@yahoo.com. And you just put that in,
Amelia,
and it's simple.
Amelia, I want you to change the password to Blog Talk here, and keep it away from me until I get everything cleaned up. Okay?
You want me to, just let me clarify, you want me to change the password into this, our password? I will do that.
Right. Thank you.
Into
radio.
Now, okay, sure.
But I want you to have it and hold it.
I will.
Okay.
The next announcement I'd like to make is that because it's coming up to Christmas, the last 2 years we've had Christmas on every year we have it on the 25th and 26th, but this year we're also going to take a break next week. It's going to be one of our very rare holidays. So the 27th we will not be doing a Blog Talk radio show. And the next time we will be on air will be on the 3rd of January, the following week.
So what day was that?
The 3rd of January, 2018. The 3rd.
The 3rd. The 3rd of January.
That's what you... Yeah.
Well,
so
I'm sure we can all arrange to be there.
Okay. So
now, I'm just going to go ahead and ask you to start off with...
Go ahead, I'm done, really.
Let's go ahead and get right to the questions then.
Oh, okay. Let me see. I have to go over. I didn't expect you to... Oh, we've got somebody, Chrism. Could you... This might be a call coming in from England. I'll give you the first question. One second, and then I'll go check.
Push him on.
Are you sure? Okay.
Yep.
I think it's Mira. One second. Here we go. Hello, you're straight on air there. Introduce yourself.
Hello, Chrism.
Mira.
Hi, it's Mara. Mara from England.
Mara like Sarah.
Yes, that's the one. We've spoken before, Chrism, just a week ago, I think. How are you?
Yes, I'm doing well. How are you, Mara?
Well, I was doing well. I had a quick question about, if you don't mind. I'm having some flu-like symptoms. I've been doing a little bit of meditation, letting the kriyas flow through the body. And I'm just wondering whether my symptoms could be a healing crisis or something like that, if I describe them to you. So it feels like
Sure,
flu.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, so it feels like flu, except it's not the usual type of runny nose you get with the flu. It's a different, and aches and pains, and pretty much a headache and things like that. So I'm just wondering, do you think it's a virus, or do you think because I'm working with Kundalini, does it express as a flu-like symptoms? Because it does in naturopathic healing. When we do a cleansing of the body, it works like that.
Yeah. Tell me what your known Kundalini symptoms are, Mara.
So my known symptoms, I have very gentle Kundalini. So mine awakened maybe nearly 30 years ago. So it's always been very gentle. And if I put music on, it'd be very graceful. So I don't have like scary Kundalini. However, obviously it's affected and agitated my life and created spiritual awakenings and crises at various stages of my life, important stages.
Right.
And help,
so give me your direct, what is happening or what has happened to you in the past. Have you had kriyas? Have you been going out of body? Are you having temperature fluctuations all over the body? What are your symptoms?
Yes. So I get really, really cold. So at the moment, I have the heater on really full blast, and I'm still cold. So it takes a long, long time for that heater to warm me up, and I get kind of twitches through the body. And
what was that last word?
Yes.
Kriyas. What kind of kriyas do you have? What happens to you?
Oh, when I have kriyas, they could be like the body and the neck are gently adjusting themselves, almost chiropractically. It's really interesting. It's very, very subtle, but I can feel it, and other people can see it if I allow them to, if I allow it to have free reign. I know people say that Kundalini is not something you allow, but it's gentle with me in the sense that I've never been embarrassed in public.
And how long have you had this?
I think 27 years. But I didn't know what it was until
you've had Kundalini in the activated state for 27 years.
Yes. But when it started, there wasn't Google. So I just ended up in a hospital and medicated, so I didn't explore what that was anymore.
Did you go to the psych ward?
I ended up there originally. And then I came out. They told me I'd need to be on medication for life, which I knew wasn't correct. So as soon as I was out, I never took any medication, and that went on for another 20 years with no problems.
Do you think there's a possibility that you were guided to homeopathic therapies by the Kundalini itself?
Oh, 100%. Absolutely right. Definitely. I've been studying naturopathic nutrition, definitely, for that reason.
All right. So 27 years inside of the activated state. All right.
Yeah.
And right now you're having
what it was.
Right. And right now you're having are the chills the biggest phenomena that you're currently having?
A very bad cough and a very strange phenomena. I just let the energy flow from the top of my head down and scan my body, and while I would do that, it was like a dynamo in my neck and chest area, like a battery, kind of like woo. I don't know if it's because I've got a cough and it was activating wherever the trying to heal wherever the congestion was in the chest area, because I was doing this kind of meditative scan of the body.
Well, I don't know if
really,
you know
really
this, but I don't know if you know this, Sarah. Mara, but but you are really a cyborg. You're not a human. You have that battery in you.
Really? Okay. Well, you do doubt sometimes, don't you?
No,
it's
it
really
does sound. These things do sound like Kundalini.
It really does. It did sound like a dynamo battery, but I'm sure it was just my wheezing.
Can you talk like this? Hello, my name is Mara.
Not normally, but I can.
only around family, right?
Oh.
Well, yeah, these are characteristic of some Kundalini symptoms. So if that was your question, then you do have Kundalini running through you, and yes, it can detox you in a fairly multi-platform way. With the sinus issues are common with that. Stomach issues are common with that. Sore throat issues are common with that. Let's see, hyper expressive earwax, if you're having that. Feeling like somebody's walking on your head, or some little thing is walking on your head or moving around your head. You can have some ocular twitching, or having the eyes or the skin and muscles around the eyes, jerking suddenly. You can have elevated blood pressure without a reason, or very, very low blood pressure without a reason. You can have an elevated heart rate or decreased heart rate. Basically, Kundalini takes over your endocrine system, and she begins to clean it out. Now, since you've had this for 27 years, I would have expected that to have been done, say, like within the first 3 years. But And I think that that's going to, I think because you and I have been in communication and I believe you've made specific declarations. Are those still true?
Yes, yeah.
So because of the declarations of wanting to go further into the Kundalini vis-a-vis, whatever information I can give you, I believe that your phenomena is going to increase. And I think this is probably the reason why you're having the chills right now and also the flu-like symptoms, is because she recognized the words that you said, the declarations that you made. And so I think this is giving the Kundalini within you a greater level of permission to express itself. Not that it needs your permission, mind you. And I'm going to go back into your idea that you can control it. I think that is kind of a little bit of hubris there, because you don't get to control the Kundalini, because it knows what your desires are, it knows what you want. Therefore, because of its preferred relationship with you, it reads your wants and desires the minute that you have them, and therefore can back off almost instantaneously, as if you were actually in control of the sacred goddess Kundalini that created this world and all the other worlds in the multiple galaxies, et cetera, and so forth. And so you want to kind of expand your idea of control.
Yeah. I'm sorry if I sound sometimes like not so in awe of the phenomenon, because I've lived with it for 27 years not knowing what it was. I was just observing that when I wanted to show people, look what my fingers do. It's really weird. It started when I was 19, when I had this big flash of light in my forehead and I was crying locked in a room. And so because it would stop, when I wanted it to stop, I assumed that's because it's under my control, obviously not knowing what this really was.
Right,
so, yes,
right. The magnitude of it. The magnitude of it, right. And the ego, the ego would glom onto the idea, well, I can control this because, I'm controlling it. And so, one of the next stages probably for you is going to be, one, an increase of phenomena that you cannot control, like these flu-like symptoms right now, like having the coldness. The coldness represents sacred feminine, by the way, and it's supposed to be cold. So nothing is wrong with you. Everything seems to be approaching, like you said, in a very gentle way. She's allowing you to have this in a very gentle fashion, and that may not continue, but the fact that it has occurred indicates, that you're coming, you're coming up to levels of surrender now, and so you surrender to the cold. You don't try to, put yourself in a hot tub 24/7. You don't try to like pack on all these clothes. You begin to surrender to the cold feeling. And it's not that your body's cold. It's that the sacred feminine is running up your left side, and she, of her own accord, is causing you to be cold. And if you were just to take a moment right now and go, blessed Shakti within me, please stop making me cold just for a moment. Go ahead, try that.
Okay. But I actually, I'm not feeling cold at this minute. But yes, should I try that the next time I'm cold, or should I say that now anyway?
Well, since you're not cold,
I've had the heating on in the room.
Why do you do the opposite then? Why don't you say, Sacred Shakti Kundalini, please make me cold to identify your presence? And here's where we play the music.
It's doing an interesting movement along my spine, as in like chiropractic type movements, but I'm not feeling cold yet.
Well, that's good. That's good. So she's at least responding to you in some way, and you might get cold in a few minutes, and then use that as a validation and as an affirmation that this is really happening. I feel that your symptoms are. What?
Yeah. Sorry. So when you're feeling cold, you should allow it to let you feel cold?
Yes. Okay. What choice do you have? I mean, your gloves, your jacket, your long underwear, they don't make any difference when the Shakti makes you cold. because her power kind of dominates every other thing that you try to do to make yourself warm. Like you say, it takes a very, very long time for you to get warm, and I think because she is being easy on you, she allows you to have some warmth, comfort. But I want you to really, just like Mohan earlier, I want you to be very grateful for her presence within you and to express that gratitude by not trying to subvert or reverse the uncomfortable phenomena that comes your way with that. And if you ask her politely, maybe she'll just make you cold during some part of the day and then allow you to have warmth at other parts of the day. This is a common way of working with the Kundalini in a respectful and observational format. And you're going to get more phenomena too, Mara. You're going to get a lot more phenomena that you may not be able to control. And I really want to plant the seed within you to accept and surrender control. Surrender it. Okay. Don't try to control her. Allow her to make the changes within you, like in your endocrine system, that she wants you to have changed within you. And don't let your egotism, the ego, and I'm not trying to be hurtful with that. What I'm talking about is your ego consciousness. And so the ego consciousness is always going to want to have some sort of control. And so what I'm suggesting is you don't let the egotistic consciousness block your process or your progress within the Kundalini. You know what I mean?
Yes, of course, yeah.
And that ego consciousness.
Thankful.
Say again?
Sorry, continue. I was just going to say, it's interesting you said about being thankful because I remember I was in a very important relationship in my life, and I thought the person was absolutely wonderful. And I remember saying thank you every night to God, the universe. Obviously, I didn't know what Kundalini was. And I got a prophetic dream twice, really clearly, with the correct characters of what he was actually up to. And it was like, you feel really protected. So although it was horrible news, and it was very devastating, but I was saved. I always felt that I was saved because I was being grateful. Does that make sense? Because I thought I was happy, and then it was revealed to me that actually this in a dream, and it turned out to be 100% correct, that actually this person
and that's the the ego was enjoying the relationship, but because of the ignorance of the ego, it could not discern that this man was not being true, right?
Yes.
Or this person was not being true. And so the Kundalini comes along and says, hey, wait a minute, honey. You need to have a look here. And
that's exactly what it felt like.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's all good. That's all Kundalini. But I don't think words were spoken, right? Were words spoken to you in that dream? So he's cheating?
No, it's purely visual, but so clear, like a tableau. Exactly see what's happening. Yeah, it's amazing.
Have you been able to forgive him?
Yes, I have.
You still have the abandonment injury within you?
No, interestingly, Chrism, maybe from a previous life, I learned how to process things without using drink, drugs, other kind of stimulants or suppressants. I just went through the
suggesting that
process.
you use drugs. I got to be clear.
So what I mean is that you know how some people use I consider alcohol a drug and cigarettes a drug and sugar. Yeah. But what I'm trying to say is that perhaps in previous lifetimes I may have tried to suppress feelings in that way. But in this life, I don't drink, I don't smoke. So I've had to process whatever pain I'm going through, and when I come out the other end, it's pretty much generally over.
Okay.
But it's painful. Yeah.
No, I'm going to encourage you to really, go into that and work on removing that pain, even from the memory in any aspect or any part of it. Okay.
Yes, definitely.
That's going to be that'll be part of the detox.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this was a long time ago. I'm just sharing the story because.
But what I'm saying is that the stuff that happened a long time ago is what you're detoxing right now through the flu-like symptoms.
I see.
Okay.
I see.
So, so I would
thank
like
you very much.
You're welcome. I'd like you to put your seatbelt on and get ready for some more. And as I
hope
think
she remains a bit more gentle. I've been through lots of trauma in my life already.
I think that in January you and I will have a greater opportunity for communication, correct?
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
All right,
and I think you're having some sort of seminar in Europe, is that correct?
Yes, in Germany. That's correct.
Yeah.
Is that something you can attend?
Yes, if I just have to remember where I wrote down who you said to contact for that.
It's some strange little town. It's closer to Frankfurt than it is to Berlin, but it has a hard to pronounce name for me. But you can contact Manisha Manish, Maneesha, and the last name is Manish, and that would be Manish on Facebook.
Okay.
And I think she's the only Manisha Manish there. So,
right.
Contact her and get yourself on that list. I have a feeling that list is just the dynamics behind it.
Thank you. And I want to thank you for all of the knowledge that you share.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for that kind remark.
It's been absolutely fascinating because for someone who's had this for so many years and just been confused about what was going on, you pretty much answered so many of my questions in so many of your videos. So thank you for your...
Yeah. Well, I take no credit for that. All that gratitude goes to Kundalini.
Well, thank you.
She's answering. She answers those questions.
Lovely.
All right,
have a
my
lovely
dear.
day or evening, whatever it is where you are.
Thank you. I hope it'll be lovely.
Take care. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, and let's see. Going over here to Ishmael's got a question. Ishmael.
Hey, Chris. Hey, Chrism. How you doing?
Good. I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. I'm doing wonderful. I just wanted to know if I could make a request. Maybe one of your shows that come up soon. I was just wondering if there was anything with the Kundalini and astrology that you could speak on.
Yeah. Okay. Kundalini and astrology. There's not a real strong connection.
There isn't.
But there is some. So the astrological signs, astrology and the astrological signs are Egyptian in their origin, just like the tarot cards. Now that moved into Europe, and the Western Europeans and the Europeans, they made their own interpretations and modifications on what a sun sign meant, or what a quincux was, and all of these types of things. And there is some veracity to astrological themes, and so I don't want to denigrate it, but Kundalini kind of steps far beyond astrological interpretations. Whether it's Vedic astrology or Chinese astrology or Western European astrology, Kundalini steps beyond it. It goes into it's multidimensional, whereas with the astrology, it's basically the study of stars and planetary positions and the sacred geometrics that they form on the day and hour of a person's birth upon this world. And some people, think they can use it to predict events in the individual's life. And I don't know I think that's true. I think that it can predict that, or at least predict probabilities for how a person's life can evolve. I know of a few people that have that are inside the Kundalini process right now, and that was predicted, through astrological awareness, for the person. So I do feel that the prediction can occur, but the actual nuts and bolts of the Kundalini equation, no. That you got to remember that Kundalini is a conscious energetic force. Astrology is an idea. So as the Shakti, and you got together and decided, well, okay, what's the karma going to be? What are the patterns of probability that will exhibit within this lifetime with regards to who my parents are, what my country is, what the financial status is? Do I have siblings? Do I have, am I an only child? Is the air clean? Is it dirty? Is it in the countryside or is it in the city? All of these factors come to play. All these factors and more to determine what is going to happen with a person in the life that they're assuming. As they become that child to that mother and father, and the astrological area is also planned. It is a pre-arranged equation. It's not random. And so the Kundalini partakes of that choice and that decision. And she aligns it harmoniously with the person's karma. And I only say harmoniously because, some of the karma is going to be really rough for people that are coming into the Kundalini. There can be physical abuse, emotional abuse, sexual abuse. There can be extreme privation, not enough to eat, and it can be really, really difficult. Or, like Mara, it can be very, very gentle for 27 years. And so you need to put into consideration that it's the Shakti that develops where you're born, who you're born to, and what the lifetime dynamics for the individual are going to become. And as you begin to understand that, you go further into the Shakti rather than going further into the astrology. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
So, it would be like Shakti's up there teaching, and one of your classes is, okay, astrology. Let's see, why you're here, what your past lives are, what your karma is. And, okay, so we're going to suit you up. We're going to fix you up with this woman over here is your mom. That person over there is your dad, because their karma resonates with your karma because you knew them in a past life, and they were your brother and sister in another life, or they were your aunt and your uncle, whatever. And so on and so forth. And you look at that and you can kind of get an idea. But for you, Ishmael, you're already inside of the Shakti. And so right now, you need to study Kundalini and the effects of Kundalini upon you, your destiny, what your destiny and your Kundalini is showing for you to do. And right now, your destiny is to become less involved in your egotistics. And I only say that to, as a form of what your work is, how you're surviving, how you're paying your ex for, to support the children, and, what your emotional dynamics are. You're kind of still in a stabilizing zone where you're trying to find stability and have the Kundalini at the same time. And you're doing well with it. And this is where you need to continue to focus.
Okay. Yeah, it seems like I'm kind of dealing with a little bit of what you were speaking of earlier, just not so much of the voice part, but just more of the kind of the negative thoughts and kind of, I guess I'm not kind of trying to talk back to it, but I seem like I'm kind of entertaining it a little bit. Somewhat.
Well, what you want to stop doing is you're being influenced by discarnate entities, like most people are. And they're the ones that are going to push the negative agenda. So every time you feel like a negative agenda is being pushed at you, like you're irritable about something, or you're You're not happy about something, and you just have to do that reversal. You have to start thinking about something that makes you happy. You have to start thinking and allowing that thought to affect you and to make you happy, to make you less irritable, to forgive people that have caused you problems, forgive yourself for causing yourself problems, and really, really go deep into these safety protocols that I think I mentioned last week with you. Go into those safety protocols and really begin to live them day by day, hour after hour. And you'll definitely see positivity begin to express itself inside your life. Stay away from clubs. I'm sorry to say, if you're a club person.
Actually, I'm not, but I am in a motorcycle club, though.
Yeah, stay away from people that are doing a lot of alcohol. Right now, you're in a purification zone, and alcohol is an extreme corruption, extreme impurity. So, and it's not just if you drink it; it's if you're hanging around people that are drinking it, because they're being opened up by, once again, as I mentioned earlier, these spiritual entities are coming in and driving a level of corruption into the people that are imbibing it, even if they don't seem like they're being corrupted, and they don't, you'll never see it on their face. They're still having a good time, It's like, oh, my motorcycle does this, oh, mine does that, and they're just having a great time with it, but they're still in the process of corruption. You, because you have a red flag of Kundalini over your head, are going to be like an antenna attracting corruptive entities. So you need to understand that and do your best to really keep your distance from that type of activity, if you know what I mean.
It's kind of weird that you said that, because actually I was like in I guess kind of like in a panic flight type mission. I was trying to hurry up and sell my bike because I was trying to pay off some debts or whatever the case was. And I had a guy that was actually interested in the bike, and I've been riding for like 10 years, never failed. And all of a sudden, I'm on my way to go meet this guy, and my bike went sideways and tossed me about a week and a half ago.
Are you okay?
Weird.
You all right?
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm fine. It was just it was an experience, but I don't know if it has anything to do with the Kundalini, but I don't think it did. But I felt like something.
Yes. Oh yes, it does.
Else.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Felt like something else was kind of
that was a big signal. That was a big Ishmael. That was a big signal to you to sell the bike, to sell it, to sell it probably to that guy, and to stop riding it if you can, if it's not soul transportation.
Yeah, I haven't been having the urge to really want to ride anymore for real. I just had the urge for a lot of things that I had the urge. I really just want to get rid of a lot of stuff that I have. I just don't find interest in a lot of things anymore.
Get rid of it, my friend. Get rid of it. I mean, she wants you to be unattached to these things, so really do get rid of it. Okay.
I feel it. Yeah, I really do.
And nice going. And go ahead.
No, I was just saying I didn't want to hold the line up.
You're all right. You're all right. Call. Oh, you're very welcome, my friend. You're very welcome.
Thank you.
There's a question. All you have to do is press that question mark up there. And I'm going to go to the chat room. Maybe we've got a question in the chat room. And Andrew said, I had to spend 4 days with my alcoholic brother when my mom had that heart procedure a few weeks ago. And he's saying, I was wondering if I was exposed to entities that were attached to me. You could have been, Andrew. That's not unheard of at all. And if you have friends that are really, really into the alcohol or the marijuana or the LSD, well, maybe not so much the LSD, or the, heroin, whatever. Because you have Kundalini, you can become a very attractive host for some sort of spiritual parasite. So, do your best to stay away from people that are not practicing a level of purity with what they take into themselves. In general, the entire population is not mindful. Okay, so they're thinking thoughts about pornography. They're thinking thoughts about wants of gain or fear of loss, and they want to gain more money. They want to gain more prestige. They want to gain more happiness. They want to, gain all these things that their ego wants them to gain, but they're afraid of losing what they've got. They're, they don't want to take a risk. They don't, they're afraid, fear. And so it's very, it's pervasive, and it's all around us. And to some degree, because you have the Kundalini, unless your karma is designed for you to really buy into the fear thinking that's around you, you won't be bothered so much. And I'm looking at you specifically, Andrew, so much about the emotional and the psychological environment that society is offering you. But when you bring a family member in or a close friend and they're doing a lot of alcohol or they're doing any of the other things that I mentioned, you are a prime target. All entities want to become parasitical on Kundalini people. And it's very important for you, Andrew, to just stay clear of it, stay clear of the chemical open door, so to speak. So steer clear of the beer, steer clear of the whiskey, steer clear of any other drug that already, what is there to open the door within your energetic equation. And so try to keep yourself as pure as you can in how you think, in how you feel, and in what you do. And okay. And I see Mara and Amelia are talking with each other. So, where am I at here? There we go. So that's about it, ladies and gentlemen, for this program. I've got to get on over to Best Bet, the computer store, and turn my computers in and hopefully get them cleaned and assisted. Change all my passwords and, do all that really, really gnarly stuff that I just, if this ever happens to you, make sure you write down all your passwords, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to thank Joey and Rosemary for calling in, and Tyra for listening. Hello. I'd like to thank David and Ishmael and Mohan coming into this short program and asking some very excellent questions. Specifically, Mara and Ishmael and Mohan. Thank you for those excellent questions. And Santara, do you have any last words, my dear?
Oh, we're finishing up now. No, Chrism, just to remind people again that we won't be here this day next week. On the 27th, we're having a rest, and we will be back on the 3rd of January. And I want to wish everybody happy holiday, happy Christmas, happy rest if you are celebrating the holiday in any way, and see you in the new year. Thank you, Chrism.
Yeah. And thank you, Santara. And if anybody has an emergency come on to them, or, I will be operating on Facebook if I can, if my computers, are there. I will, but even through the telephone or this iPhone thing, if you have an emergency, feel free to let me know. The best email to talk with me or send me an email is kfire4all, so that's K as in Kundalini, F as in I as in iPad, E as in ether, F as in France, O as in Oscar, R as in Robert, A as in Apple, L as in love, at yahoo.com. So kfire4all at yahoo.com. Email me there. Don't try to email me on Facebook, because I don't do the messenger thing on Facebook, so I can't check my messages on my phone. So please, take a note of that. And you can also reach me at chrism.kundalini on Facebook if you want to join me on Facebook. And if you can't get a hold of me, maybe get a hold of Centaura. She may know where I'm at or what we're doing, and or she can help you, straight up herself. Right, Centaura?
Absolutely, Chrism. And can I just ask, is there anything happening on Thursday for Europeans that you mentioned maybe happening, or is that changed?
Thank you. For the Europeans, I'm going to have a devotional session on Thursday, tomorrow at my 12 noon. Anybody can join in, whether you're in Europe or in India or in North America or in Asia. If you're living in Bora Bora, though, you're not allowed to join in. So just FYI.
Well, when I say Europeans, I just mean it's actually convenient for Europeans, because it'll be 8 p.m. in Ireland and the UK. It'll be 9 p.m. in Europe, perhaps 10 p.m. in Scandinavia, and as you move beyond Switzerland. But anybody is able to join. And how will they know where to go, Chrism? How will they?
I'll be posting it on Facebook. So I'll post the link up on Facebook. So that's how they'll know.
Okay.
And thank you for reminding me. Thank you. I have to do that before I leave.
So Mira is asking there, how does she access? So I don't know. Okay. If you're talking about the group devotion, just go to the Facebook group.
Zoom. If you're on Facebook, the Zoom address will be posted, and you just, click on it, and it'll take you straight there. Mara, I don't know that you're used to giving devotion or anything like that, but I do suggest that you give it a try, and that basically you're praying to your Shakti through the medium of the chanting that I'm giving on that Zoom call. So give it a try and see how it feels. That may have a very positive effect on your Kundalini equation. All right. Well, I want to thank everybody for calling in and for joining in on the chat room. And I'm going to end the show as I started it today, and here we go.